Suffering leads to perseverance. The thing that you're going through right now, the relationship that you just got out of, the family member that may have just died, you may have went bankrupt. You may have lost a friend of yours that you thought were going to be together for a long period of time. All these things, right? You give your effort so much into something and it just doesn't work out the way that you planned it to work out. And you're suffering. You feel like, man, why do I have to go through this thing? And the reason you have to go through that thing is because you're being molded. You're being prepared for the elevation of yourself, right? To whom much is given, much is required. So a lot of the times we can be praying for things and we have these aspirations and goals to go after certain things in our lives, but we never ask ourselves, okay, what type of person do I have to become that person and to have those things, to live at this lifestyle? It's not just, hey, let me just give you $1 million tomorrow and you become that person. Because if I feel like God did that, he doesn't love you. You can ask anybody. And you look at, people who win the lottery. You can look at people who got, huge settlements from accidents or, life insurance policies that paid off into their family. And somebody's not used to having a certain amount of money for a long period of time. They don't know how to handle it. They haven't gone through a process of financial management at all. They haven't lost their money. They haven't fell face first on the ground and had to rebuild and start over again and knowing actually how to take care of the thing. So I want you to understand that suffering is required. It's required. And I know it's a different way to put it because you may have been just told your whole life, this thing is going to be a breeze. Or you may be younger right now and you're like, you know what, man, I want my whole life to be happy. I want me never have to worry about nothing again in my life. I want my life to just be peaceful, great, fantastic, 100% of the time, which is a great aspiration. Like who doesn't? But if you want to go after bigger things and if you want to serve people at a higher level, you're going to have to go through some sense of suffering. And this doesn't even have to relate to financials. This can, relate to work-wise. It can relate to, relationships. If you want to be a good husband, you want to be a good wife, you want to, be a mother or father, these things have to be dealt with. And I'm not going to tell you, hey, you're going to face this, you're going to face that, you're going to face this. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to face something. So I think it's very important for you to go ahead and get your mind prepared for that. And I want you to rejoice in the suffering too as well. And you may be hearing that like, man, what? Like, why would I do that? Like, I should be annoyed. I should be pissed off. I should be, leading myself down a hole that sometimes you can't dig yourself up out of. That's what culture says. But God says to rejoice when one faces suffering because it leads to perseverance. So, and it's such a crazy thing to even discuss, man, because it's a whole nother different mindset you have to come into it with. But as you're facing that thing, and it looks huge, man, it looks terrible. It looks like, man, this is gonna be something. God, why do I have to go through this thing? Why me? Those things. I'm not talking about, you stub your toe. I'm talking about some of the things where you got to look at it and it's like, bro, how am I gonna get myself out of this? I thought I was doing everything right. How did this come up in front of me? Those are the times when you start to recognize that on the other side of that, that's when you know God is blessing you. This is true love. This is true character, right? If you just think about it, when you were a kid, you did something bad, right? And you was able just to keep doing that bad thing. Like you kept making the mistakes over and over and over and over again, and nobody was there to discipline you at all. Look at the world, and I'm not gonna point nothing out, and it's not no sense of judgment, but I feel like people who do not get disciplined, they become, what's the nice word to put it? You know what I mean. I'm not gonna say nothing too vulgar, but it is not people you want to be around because they don't have any sense of grounding. They don't have no sense of strong foundation of knowing what it feels like to fall, knowing what it feels like to get hit upside your head a couple times and be like, you know what, man, this is not the right thing to do. I should move in this type of manner. And that expresses it, like I said, that walks in each and every avenue in your life. So I just want you to have the time where you can sit and really realize what you're going through right now is as a blessing. Every single thing in life is a blessing. I don't care how bad it may get. I was talking to one of my guys, and I'm not gonna throw his business out there, but it was something he's experiencing in his family. And usually, things in the past, or as yourself in the past would think, man, you would be devastated. But my boy told me he was excited. Stuff like that, it empowers me because I see God moving through people. Like, once you accept God, fear doesn't exist anymore. Right? When you truly decide to say, you know what, hey, I am going to live for my Father. I'm going to walk in my faith. Fear doesn't exist anymore. It's a sense of love. It's a sense of understanding. It's a sense of wisdom and discernment, knowing that I don't care what may come my way, I shall defeat it. I don't care how hard this thing may look, I shall defeat it. I don't care how bad my feelings hurt, I shall get over them. All right. But the journey's not easy. I'm not going to stand in front to you. I'm going through a journey right now myself, and it's just it's not easy at all. It's irking me. It's irritating me. But on the back end of that, I understand what's going on in the bigger picture. I understand there's light always at the end of the tunnel. All right. I understand that I am being pruned right now. I understand that I am being built upon. I'm understanding I'm going through some things right now that I shall share my testimony for other people who may be experiencing the same thing and allow them to have hope on top of that. That's where the mindset shift comes in. That's where the whole mindset shift comes in. But you got to believe it yourself and walk boldly and confidently in it. Man, I don't care what it may look like. I can defeat it. Once you do that, you'll have a whole nother different level of peace in your life. All right. But I want you just to prepare yourself for the suffering, because suffering is coming. I don't mean to talk down on you, right? Or make you feel like, oh, you about to suffer. And that's not what I'm here for to do. I'm just telling you how life works. If you want to be a better person, which is, I feel like majority of us, if we want to grow, we want to become better, you're going to have to go through a trial. Rather if it's finances, relationship, spiritual walk, business, no matter what it is, you're going to have to go through some trials. Sports, you got to go through something, man. That's the only way. But you got to prepare for that one thing. So I'm not going to talk y'all heads off today, man, but I just, I want you to recognize that, man. Really recognize that. Rejoice in the suffering. Be happy. Be happy. Be joyful that you're experiencing that thing that you're experiencing now. It's a blessing. It's a blessing to go through something. Because you got an opportunity to become a better man or woman each and every single time. You got me? I love you to death. I pray that God is using you. I pray that you're able to see the gifts that He's placed inside of you. And you don't take them for granted. Maybe not understanding what you may be doing right now, or where you're going in the next couple months, or what life looks like, or what finances may look like, or a job, career, what's going on with family, all this. It's something after another. But you are alive right now, and you're watching me, which means that you have technology, you have eyes, you have ears to hear. You are blessed. You understand me? Don't forget that. Never. All right. I love you. Always praying for you. Wishing nothing the best for you. God bless you. Catch you for the next one. Go on.